in the early days when you were hustling, what did the procrastination look like?
I'd say there's two types of procrastination. It's doing non-work to avoid work, and it's doing the wrong work to avoid work.
Ooh, that's nice. Okay, tell me more.
And so doing non-work to avoid work is where I would spend a lot of time on social media, and I would spend that time on social media instead of doing work. And I would say actually that's gotten worse over time. As I've started creating content on Twitter and other platforms, the addiction to the dopamine hits of likes and validation has gotten really bad. Bad to the point where like I'm literally thinking about, do I want to create an AA for phone addiction? The second type is work to avoid work. And what I mean by that is this goes back to like how we're taught from a young age and in school what it means to do work. And I think it means you're given an assignment, you do the assignment. You're given a test, you take the test. You create checklists, you do the things on the checklist. And there's a feeling of that felt really good to do those things on those checklists. I feel like I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. But the issue is that as a startup grows and it evolves, the things that you should be spending your time on change, and they look different than the things that you were spending your time on perhaps 6 months ago, and also the things that you felt really good about doing. And so here's an example I mean. There was a period of time where I would spend hours a day reaching out on LinkedIn to potential advertisers of Morning Brew. And I would do all this LinkedIn outreach to hundreds of them. Then I would schedule calls with them. And I would do all of this busy work related to outreach for selling advertisers. And it felt productive because on my to-do list was reach out to Morning Brew advertisers, schedule calls with Morning Brew advertisers. Felt very productive. And it felt productive because the justification in my head was, hey, we need to make money as a business through advertising. This is time well spent. But as we were growing, something that became more important, or became, I'd say, a more important job of me as the CEO of the business was planning, was thinking, okay, where do we want the business to be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 12 months from now? And this was at a time when we didn't have traction. So we didn't have the Bible for running a business. And so what would happen would be what I just described to you of like setting a strategy in the future so that I know how I should be planning my time today, who we should be hiring today, like really important things. I would never spend time on it. I would just never do those things. Luckily, I had a partner in Austin where he was starting to think about those things and he picked up the slack there. But I was doing work that felt good, that I could justify was value adding to the business to avoid the work that really needed to be done to push the business forward. And so I would say those are two types of procrastination. And for me, what would end up happening is I've used this term before of like the procrastination hangover. And basically it's the feeling of after a long day, feeling shitty, like feeling this like yucky feeling of like, damn, I just wasted a day. I wasted a day because I wasted time doing things that don't grow me for things that if I did them, they would grow me. And I wasted time on things that are easy tasks for me to do because I didn't have the courage or the focus to do those hard tasks. And every time that happens and I have a procrastination hangover, I think I lose a little bit of trust and self-belief in myself because I haven't kept my word to myself of doing the things that are most important to do and growing myself.
Hey friends, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this clip, then click here for the full unedited episode. And if you like that, then do please consider subscribing to the channel. It means a lot. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.